All right, so as you folks know, Donald Trump is currently in Asia. He's been to a number of different countries, including Japan. He's now in South Korea. And there have been countless moments in this trip alone where his health decline, his mental decline, his cognitive decline is really on display. I mean, it is just overwhelming, and I don't even think the Republicans can really pretend that it's not the case anymore. You'll see that Republicans are actually getting concerned about it in this video. I'm going to show you a clip of that as well. But it's very clear that Donald Trump is unwell. So I have a bunch of things to show you through his short little visit to Asia, which are really raising the alarms for a lot of people. Before we get into it, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes an incredibly long way, especially with all of these MAGA lunatics attacking me recently because Trump himself attacked me and JD Vance. So it really does support the channel. Drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about the story. Without further ado, let's just start here. Because, of course, Donald Trump is away, he's abroad, but that hasn't stopped him from posting on social media. And late last night, 11:29 East Coast time, so in Asia it's during the day, but here on the East Coast of the United States, 11:29 p.m., he said, randomly, for those that are asking, we didn't come to South Korea to see Canada. I'm going to need a Trump translator out there to tell me what the hell is this guy talking about. Genuinely, I am lost. Is there a joke that we're all collectively missing? Is this a reference to something? Like, I have no idea what Donald Trump is talking about. And if it is a joke or a reference to something, he probably shouldn't be posting that in the middle of the night with no context. It's just a very weird post to come from Donald Trump randomly. And then, of course, yesterday, as we talked about on this channel, there was this moment where he was at this ceremony with the Prime Minister of Japan, and he had to be guided around the room by her. You can see her, like, let's just go back quickly. You can see her, like, reaching her hand behind him to guide him, and she's pointing him where to stand. He doesn't even know where to walk. And then look, the clip goes on, and he stands there, and she's like, hey, let's go, let's move it. Come on, Grandpa, why are you standing there? And she continues to guide him around the room. Here's another clip of that exact same thing. She stops, and she's guiding him, and he keeps walking without her. She's looking at him like, where are you going? I think he was meant to stand next to her, but he just kept walking down the aisle in front of these soldiers. So that was a really weird moment that people kind of brought up as like, yeah, this guy looks lost. He has no idea what's going on. He's clearly aimlessly walking around that ballroom. And then after Japan, he went to South Korea, and this is the clip of him getting off of Air Force One. And let me tell you, he is gripping on to that handlebar for dear life. He is stepping very gingerly down the stairs, and it just doesn't look good. Take a look. Look at him gripping onto the handlebar. Look at, he is moving real slow these days. It's almost like, and look at him. He pauses mid-step. He look at this again. He pauses mid-step, 2 feet down. He doesn't continue. He pauses. He's standing right there. It's almost like Donald Trump is in his head walking down these steps saying, okay, 1 foot after another, 1 foot after another. Don't fall. Just keep putting 1 foot in front of another. He's moving very gingerly, very slow. And again, I do want to point out in the middle of this conversation that if this were Joe Biden, Republicans would lose it. They'd be freaking out. Joe Biden wore a certain pair of shoes, and they were demanding that Joe Biden resign from the office. It's insane. But when Donald Trump is like gripping onto the handlebar for life, he's like walking down the steps 1 foot at a time. You can see it in his head. It's going off. They say nothing about it. Here's another one where, as I mentioned earlier, even the Republicans seem a little concerned. It's almost like they know that something's going on. Newsmax was covering his speech in Tokyo, and Newsmax, this Republican outlet, we all know them, they cut away from Donald Trump's speech as he was mid-rant, raving about something completely random, and even they were like, all right, we've had enough. Take a look.
In some of the yards, we have some great yards. You know, the United States was #1 during World War II, #1 in the world in shipbuilding by far. We would produce a ship a day. Can you believe it? A ship a day, freighters and this and that, but some big ones too, some great warships. And we just let our leadership, the person standing right where I am numerous years ago, A number of them, they just let it.
Good morning. You have been watching President Trump address business leaders there in Tokyo, Japan, live. It's just past 8 p.m. there. This as he wraps up the Japanese leg of his East Asia trip. His next up is South Korea. Great.
Look, I mean, come on, man. And you can, like, even they look, you know, when the host came back, this guy especially, he's not hiding it very well. I mean, he's like, oh, God, what are we watching? Is that the guy we're supporting? We're meant to get on here and pretend we like him. She's, you know, she's keeping it together. She's keeping a straight face, but they cut into Donald Trump's rant. They cut into it. They just completely cut him off.
Good morning. You have been.
Sorry about that. Here's another one where Donald Trump was speaking in Korea, and listen to how he pronounces the country Azerbaijan. And of course, also note that he can't remember the country Armenia in this as well. Take a look.
Azerbaijan.
Oh, come on. Come on. He just learned that this was a country 3 minutes ago. Before his speech, his advisors came out and were like, sir, Azerbaijan is a country. It's a country that the United States knows we do business with. Remember that. And listen how he says it.
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
If you look at just take a look at that one. That was going on for, I think, 38 years, right? And President Putin called me. He said, it's amazing. It's amazing. We couldn't get that war stopped. 38 years it went on.
What?
Millions of people killed. And we got it done. And the two countries came in, and they were in the White House, and they started off here. And they got closer, 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 closer. After an hour, they were hugging each other in peace. It was amazing, actually. It was beautiful to see.
There he goes, making up stories again, just ranting and raving. He couldn't remember the country Armenia. He said Azerbaijan. Can we just? I just want to listen to that one more time. I just think that's so embarrassing.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah, he has no idea that this was a country. Didn't know it was a country until he was briefed by his advisors moments ago. Couldn't remember the country Armenia. And it's just humiliating for this country. Here he does an impersonation of Modi, the leader of India, and it's not good.
You're fighting with India. And, you know, two nuclear nations. And they said, no, you should let us fight. They both said that. You know, they're warring. They're strong people, I'll tell you what. Prime Minister Modi is the nicest looking guy. He says, and he looks like you'd like to have your father. Like, he's a killer. He's tough as hell. No, we will fight. I said, whoa, is this the same man that I know? But after a little while, and they're good people.
Okay, there's so much wrong with that. There's so much wrong with that. But I have no idea what he's saying. He's like, you want Modi to be your father, but he's also a killer. And then that impersonation was just so disgusting for a number of reasons. But the final clip I want to show you is Donald Trump making up numbers again. He said by the end of his term, you know, if he actually chooses to leave office, he'll have 21 or 22 trillion dollars invested in this country. Just
for over $18 trillion of new investments. As an example, the previous administration, in 4 years, they did less than $1 trillion.
That's not
much
true.
Less, actually, and hurt our country very badly. Who would have known? But we're going to be 18, so I figure that we'll probably be at 20 or 21, maybe even $22 trillion of investments coming into our country by the end of the first year of my.
Oh, the end of the first year will be at 21. I shouldn't have said his first term. He meant his first year. He'll be at 21 or 22 trillion dollars invested in this country. Just making up numbers. There's not a single person in the field of economics that believes this, and the White House has not provided any numbers for this. And you'll notice that the number keeps shifting. So it was 10 trillion, then it went down to 8 trillion, then Donald Trump brought it up to 17 trillion. He just picks whatever number he feels comfortable with that day and says it in front of other countries or the American people. It is so humiliating. But through all of this, I think it's abundantly clear, again, that Donald Trump is not well. And this is off the back of him having an MRI scan, a random MRI scan, not telling anybody until a reporter directly asked him about it. And the White House has still not released the results of that exam. So between the random post about him not seeing Canada in South Korea and all of these different clips that we just watched, him walking down the steps, holding on for dear life, it's not good. And even Newsmax cutting away, I think they kind of know. But look, regardless of that, I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world that you're here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about the story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.